So here's Dallas' starting group. Finney-Smith plays the 4 with Wood at center. Doncic and Hardaway Jr. man the backcourt. And it's Bullock in at the 3. And for the Suns, Bridges and Johnson fill up the forward spots. The deadly pair of Paul and Booker on the backcourt. And it's Ayton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. There is nothing like the atmosphere of opening night in the NBA. Grant, do players get just as pumped up as the fans for the first game of the season?
I think they do. I mean, everybody, players, coaches, organization, fans, everybody gets excited for opening night. It's impossible not to. All the work these players put in over the offseason, the training camp preparation, it pays off right here and now.
Bridges banked it in off the glass.
As pretty much any coach, that's how he'd like to start the game.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. Pass to Bullock. Finney-Smith with it. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, that's what you get when you go for style points with a fadeaway. And look, he paid the price.
Bridges outside. Booker with it. The 3 ball. Finney-Smith pulls it in. And now the Mavs on the run. Here's Doncic. Dallas again missing. Phoenix has gone 0 for 2 from outside.
And you look at the intangibles of Luka Doncic. He has some of the best court awareness in the league, and that shows up most with his passing and body control.
And the way Doncic can feel the defenders around him speaks to his great court sense.
No question. And the elite footwork he has makes the most of it. I mean, one of the best at shielding defenders with his body. It's really how he can navigate through a defense with ease. Already a terrific career for Booker. 3-time All-Star. And then last year he was named to the All-NBA first team. Just a big honor.
Still very early, but that's not the start they want. 1 for 5 shooting.
And it's Bridges with the jam.
And clearly not enough defensive presence there.
Boy, he just took advantage and a ferocious jam.
That's what lackluster defense will get you. You deserve to get dunked on with that type of effort.
Here's Bullock. Right side, Finney-Smith. Here's Bullock. He's guarded by Bridges. Pocket 4. Wood misses. And with Booker, it's not just the scoring. Grant, he does a little bit of everything.
Hey, B.A., I mean, you go back and look at last season. He had career highs in rebounds, steals, blocks. I mean, he's learned how to affect the game, even when his shot isn't falling, which is rare. Hey, good to get him going right away. I mean, those are the shots that really boost confidence.
It makes a difference for them if he can establish his three-point shot as a weapon.
Now here's Wood. Pass to Bullock. Outside, Finney-Smith. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Left side, Paul. And out of bounds. Dallas will have it.
Mavericks ball.
Let's see how last year's top scorers stack up on the 2K leaderboard. Third is Luka Doncic.
This is a guy who never took a night off. You look at his numbers, and you know that he put in a tremendous effort every single game.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
To win the run, and Doncic with the jam.
That's what happens when you let Doncic get this close, using his vertical to perfection.
Pass to Paul. Hardaway against Booker. Back to Paul. There's the triple. To get it again.
He'll be around the rim. Defense has always got to know his whereabouts.
Time called here. The Mavericks decide to talk it over.
failing to find a rhythm offensively, something that needs to change and change soon.
And coach called his timeout to try and reset things on offense, shake them up a bit so they can hopefully start getting some shots to fall.
And it's a completely new group for the Suns.
You know, there was a time years ago when the Mavericks were one of the NBA's shakiest teams. Now they're one of its proudest franchises.
Now here's Doncic. Pass to Dinwiddie. Three-pointer. It doesn't go for him. McGee with a steal. Kicks it to Doncic. Tries a 10-footer, and he makes it.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Lee. And here's Saric, covered by McGee. Pass to Okogie. And he makes it on the layup. And you can attribute the Mavs' rise to stable ownership and some very savvy front office moves.
That's so true, B.A. They've made some great decisions in the draft, for sure. They've been able to find cornerstone players and build solid rosters around them.
Here's Dinwiddie, following the score by Phoenix. Here's Powell, and it's rejected. To the inside, here's Okogie, and that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
And that was the mobile one drive. No resistance to the finish line.
You're toasting the defense and getting in close. He'll take possessions like that one all day. Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Pass to Okogie. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It goes on to Dwight Powell.
What a job Monty Williams has done in his time with the Phoenix Suns. Hats off to the talent that he's been able to bring in and develop. And that's the way he's created a winning culture.
No good on the free throw. And the Mavericks making a change here. Kleber's checked in. And he's good on the second. The Mavericks trailing. Pass to Dinwiddie. Kleber right side. And another shot. Powell with it. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets the 3 seconds. And the Suns making a change here. Shamet.
Now into the lineup for your Suns.
The Suns have gone 6 of 9 and finding their rhythm now. Outside Craig. Pass to Shamet. We've got 22 seconds left in the opening quarter. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
It also allows them to play inside out, which will make them even more difficult to defend.
Doncic with the bucket.
A phenomenal score. I love watching Doncic kick it up a notch and take over.
Outside Payne. Back to Shamet. It could go. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Phoenix Suns finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. Tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
It's been a group effort, and that's what it takes to play the kind of defense that they've played. Great showing from them.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. Maxi Kleba out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then it's Reggie Bullock. Then there's Christian Wood. And it's Dinwiddie in at point guard.
All right, here's a tip for the defense in this one. Avoid sending Chris Paul to the line at all costs because he will punish you if you do.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Boy, he's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 2 points. That one goes.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
And that replay showed how sensational that drive truly was.
Yeah, I mean, to get a shot like that on a drive, it's those type of plays that will chip away at the lead.
Outside Booker. Shot clock at 5. Sends it home from three-point land. Booker's got 5 now. Well, when it comes to free throw shooting, Paul is one of the best in the league.
Well, in 2021, he was the best in the league, hitting 93% of his shots he took from the stripe. You're simply better off letting him take the shot clean.
Now here's Kleba. From deep. Phoenix grabs the miss.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, the Mavericks this season trying to build a title contender around Luka Doncic, but not a lot of luxury tax wiggle room. Luka said, quote, "I trust them. Whatever move they make, I have great teammates, and we're playing great basketball." Ryan?
Well, no one wants to see Luka in the playoffs, Allie. Thanks for that. Bullock. Count it. Bullock's gotten 4 this quarter. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And there's Bridges. That's good. On the assist by Paul.
You create shots as easily as Paul does for his teammates. He is just a great setup guy.
And Dallas calls time here. And last year's outcome, so unfortunate for Paul and the Phoenix Suns, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., I mean, the best record in the league by 8 games. You know, it kind of seemed like Paul might finally get that ring. Just a heartbreaking loss for them against Dallas in Game 7.
McGee, he's checked in for Kleba. Pass to McGee. Dinwiddie with it. Five to shoot. 11 feet out. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Outside Booker. Pass to Paul. Fires for 3. They grab their own miss. Count it. Good. And the Suns lead by 11.
I mean, come on, a 7-footer with a 7'5" wingspan. Ayton beats everyone to the ball and converts easily.
Now here's Finney-Smith. Here's Bullock. No good on the triple.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Outside Booker. The 3 is up. Finney-Smith pulls it in.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. Now here's Paul. He's got 5. Bridges outside. Pass to Johnson. Back to Bridges. From outside the arc. He buries it from 3. Bridges has got 9.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Finney-Smith with it. He's guarded by Bridges. Back to Bullock.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Dallas needs to get off a shot. Dinwiddie outside. And so the ball out of bounds. Ayton tucks it last.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
Saric checks in for Phoenix. Lee comes in for Booker. Hardaway's checked in for Dallas. Luka Doncic comes in for Dinwiddie. And this Mavericks team, Grant, they are loaded up on shooters who can hurt you from outside.
And that's the way they should be built. Force teams to spread out and give Luka space. And when the Mavs get hot from outside, they are dangerous. I would imagine it's nearly impossible to not get fired up after that play.
Grant, check these guys out on the bench. Their reaction says it all. They are fired up. And Ayton gets it to go.
So impressed with that bucket by Ayton. Fantastic body control from the big man.
And Dallas calls time here.
And Christian Wood moving here to the Mavs over the summer. Now, the Mavs knew they wanted more size, so they sent a number of players in exchange, but they got a deadly weapon to help them this season.
Haynes checked in for the Suns. Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks.
Substitution on the court.
We've got 1:13 left in the first half of this game. Doncic finds Powell, and it's going to be a 3-second call. And the fans love seeing incredible moments on defense like that block.
Oh my, and that was textbook defense, positioning himself well to send it back.
Lee on the wing, defended by Hardaway. Here's Payne, and they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you can give up some size, but that shows you how fearless he is, willing to attack the basket no matter who is in front of him.
Campaign is the perfect example of how beneficial the G League can be, Richard.
Yeah, it gave him a chance to play real minutes, and it kept him sharpening his skill. Then he got to come back into the league better than ever. A true success story.
Kleba, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Doncic passes to Hardaway. From the elbow. It's hauled in by Saric.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Ooh, rejected by Doncic. And he's able to get it back.
And you got to give credit to the D for never giving up on the play and doing just enough to bother him at the rim.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Powell outside. Doncic on the wing. Down low. Shot clock at 6. Wow, it's good.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Payne on the bounce. Lays it up and banks it in. Payne's got 5 points in the quarter.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Encouraging to see Doncic hustle like this on defense, wanting to make an impact and doing just this.
And so that brings the first half to a close.
24.
The Suns on top. They lead by 13. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They have a 13-point lead. And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
They're going to work in the paint. Doing a great job. Good portion of their offense was generated inside. Really outperformed their opponent in that aspect. I expect the defense to pack it in a little more in the second half.
And now with the second half about to get underway.
And please give a big round of applause.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. You know, one guy who's been getting it done is Luka Doncic.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
The deadly pair of Paul and Booker are the backcourt. Bridges and Johnson fill up the forward spots. And it's Ayton in at the center position. And that's the group from Monty Williams as we begin the second half. Well, as you know, Graham, this game can be so hard on your body. As a player, how do you determine the difference between being hurt versus being injured?
That's a great question, B.A. Look, Sometimes as players, you need someone to protect them from themselves. Today's game, the teams today are so smart about protecting players and preventing things from getting worse. But it really comes down to the players, the doctors, the team overall, just being smart and having a big picture about the injuries.
And even though he hasn't been himself, it hasn't affected his team too much. They've still got the lead.
Pass to Hardaway from downtown. Connects from downtown. Hardaway's got 5 points now this quarter.
Nice ball movement there. That's how you break down the defense.
Booker finds Ayton. Yes! And it's Booker with the setup. And the Suns lead by 13.
Nice pass. Such a unique talent on both ends. That time Booker showing us his vision.
That was another look at our Mobile One drive of the game just a moment ago.
And this is exactly what you love to see. Up big, not letting up, keep on applying pressure to their defense.
For three, Hardaway. And the Mavericks, another three.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
One thing you notice about these Suns, RJ, many of them are considered strong two-way talents.
And that is such a list for your team. Having guys that can get it done on both sides of the floor instead of trying to balance a lineup of just pure specialists.
Craig is checked in for the Suns. And Dallas with a change here, too. McGee, he's checked in for Finney-Smith. Pass to Craig. Back to Booker. Puts up a three. Drills it from deep. Booker's got 11 points.
This is his second three this half. He's getting even more bold at that arc.
And Dallas calls time here.
What you have to admire about Devin Booker is how much he scores the rock, as well as all the different ways he's able to finish.
And please give a big round of applause.
Okogie's checked in for Ayton. And Dallas with a change here, too. Dinwiddie's checked in. Pass to Hardaway. Doncic against Paul. Shot is up. A nice shot by Doncic. 12 points for him. And Booker is a guy you can lean on to help shoulder the offensive load, Richard.
Yeah, he's comfortable taking a lot of shots for his team. He's a volume shooter for a reason because he understands how to score at an efficient clip, too.
And here's Booker from the arc. Yes. And it's Paul with the assist that time. Booker's got 9 points now in the second half.
And he's quickly up to 4 made threes in this game. Sheesh, get this man the rock.
Hardaway finds Dinwiddie. Wood left side. Shoots over Johnson. And he can't get that one. And Phoenix the other way now.
And that's their first miss after hitting 4 in a row to start the half.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Well, Luka Doncic, an all-star from his second season, and every year he's one of the favorites for MVP. But Luka says, quote, I still haven't won anything, so I've got a long way to go. Brian, if you didn't catch it, team success is the metric. He says the key is to win a championship.
Well, he certainly gives him a chance to do just that, Allie. Thank you.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Pass to Paul. Back to Okogie. Outside Craig. Now Johnson, guarded by Wood. It's Booker on the wing. And a miss there on the triple.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
From deep, here's Doncic. The offensive rebound. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line. A chance at a three-point play.
Exposing the defense and taking advantage in the paint.
Phoenix making some changes. Saric checks in for Okogie. Shannon comes in for Johnson. And Payne is subbed in for Paul. Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Dinwiddie against Booker. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two. It's on JaVale McGee.
And the Phoenix Suns have been a completely different team since acquiring Chris Paul. He's the leader of this team, and he helps set the tone on both ends.
That free throw good from Booker. Boy, the city of Phoenix really embracing Chris Paul as soon as he arrived.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the latter stages of his career now. But you would never know it based on how hard he plays every single night. He just makes everyone on this team so much better.
Kleba, he's checked in for McGee. And Powell with the stop.
With elite passing skills and court vision, Doncic is an advanced distributor for his age.
Doncic against Payne. Back to Booker. Here's the three. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Dinwiddie passes to Hardaway. And he comes up with a bucket. Hardaway's got 10 points in the quarter.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Pass to Saric. Payne against Powell. Left side, Craig. Oh, deflected. Kleba with a steal. Doncic outside. Here's Powell. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two. That free throw, no good. Some changes for Phoenix. Ayton comes in for Craig. And Mikal Bridges subbed in for Devin Booker. Finney Smith checked in for Dallas. Bullock comes in for Doncic. Powell against Ayton. Oh, and the jam by Ayton.
You're looking at Ayton using all of his height and reach, slamming it down on a helpless defense.
Pass to Kleba. Now Finney Smith. Here's Bullock. He has 6. Just 5 to shoot. And the layup is good off the glass.
The assist.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
.19 seconds left in the third. Payne against Dinwiddie. Let's go with a three. It's rebounded by Kleba. Outside Finney Smith. Here's Bullock. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. Devin Booker. He's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving force for Phoenix. His fingerprints were all over that corner. 13 points, leading the charge. We'll be right. All right, let's listen in. Head coach Jason Kidd is mic'd up.
We're not talking to each other.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Dallas is shooting 51%. Good clip from the field. Taking a look at the Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's Christian Wood. Then it's Reggie Bullock. And it's Dinwiddie in at the one.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give them a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
Here's a three from Paul. Sinks the tray. And the Suns lead by 11.
What I like about Paul is he picks smart shots to take, especially when they're behind the arc.
Pass to Finney-Smith. Powell against Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Powell in the post. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
This has been the story of the game. A battle fought on offense.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
And no lack of aggression on that move. Good for the 2K drive.
They're trying to come back in this game. Now, bottom line, it's about energy and effort, exemplified by a possession like that. This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Paul's gone 3 of 4 shooting from 3. Pass to Bullock. And a little over a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
I'm not sure what happened there. His family's in the building. I don't know. You have to finish those.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
RJ, you were in the middle of a few trades in your career, to put it lightly. What's that like as a player to get moved around so much?
Thanks for bringing that up so sweetly, Brian. I appreciate that. Look, there's pros and cons to this. It's nice to know that another organization wants you for whatever reason, but it's also tough to leave an organization that you had a connection to, the fan base. But eventually you figure it out.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Here's Wood. And Wood with the stuff.
Well, Wood's reach and vertical is an effective combination. He gets up over the defense so easily.
Booker for three. Doncic grabs the miss. Doncic has got 4 rebounds now. From 9 feet out, got a piece of it, and they recover it. Pass to Finney-Smith. Goes back up. Ooh, excellent D there from Ayton. The Suns have gotten 4 of 5 attempts to fall so far in the fourth. Ball finds Bridges. Booker with it. He's marked by Finney-Smith. Outside Booker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now here's Paul. Takes a 3. Offensive rebound. Controls the rebound and the putback. And the Suns lead by 16.
Impeccable timing from a towering big man. Ayton is someone you must box out, or this is what happens.
And Dallas calls time here. And when Ayton isn't playing basketball, either the live or video game version, he's often drawing.
Yeah, I mean, he grew up wanting to be an architect. I actually hear that he loves blueprints, but probably his most famous sketch, himself dunking on Joel Embiid his rookie year.
Here in the fourth quarter, just under 2.5 gone by. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Dallas, no good that time either. And it's Phoenix's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Bridges passes to Ayton. The 3, Booker. Counted from distance. Booker's got 5 points in the quarter.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Pass to Booker.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Beyond the arc. Wood grabs the board.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line. That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Outside Booker. A minute 37 left in the fourth quarter. Dallas has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Doncic. And Doncic hammers it home.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Suns.
They were the more accurate club. And in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
Yeah, this is far from the last word in the season series. Still 3 more meetings between them and plenty of motivation to square things up.
And what a huge performance it was for Devin Booker.
He came up with a bucket every time they needed him to. Great effort on offense, and he was a difference maker.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's going to be on DeAndre Ayton. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Phoenix. And Tim Hardaway Jr., a valuable offensive weapon, even if he's a bit of a volume shooter, Greg.
Yeah, B.A., I mean, his efficiency has never been a selling point. But he consistently will fill up the box score and always willing to shoot and can create for himself.
And the Mavericks making a change here. McGee, he's checked in for Christian Wood. Kleba comes in for Finney-Smith. Green's checked in for Bullock. And it's Hardy in for Doncic. Ooh, poked away. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks.
Nice shot by Okogie. This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Outside Hardaway. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. So no problem for Phoenix as they get the win. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They did just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
All right, thanks, guys. DeAndre, a new season. How exciting is it to play ball in front of this home crowd?
You know, with all the excitement and all the fans coming out here, really, I just wanted to put on a show for them, to be honest, and just win as many games as I play.
The energy from the fans was missed. Thanks so much, DeAndre.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for this inaugural game of the